The village lay wrapped in silence. The wind rustled through the reeds in the fields, and the constant chirping of crickets filled the air with a haunting rhythm. After a long day of toil, the villagers slept on their wooden cots, their bodies heavy with fatigue. The village lay wrapped in silence. Suddenly, that silence was torn apart by a shrill, desperate cry. "Help! Please save me!" The cry was so piercing, so full of anguish that it sent shivers down the spine. Doors creaked open, windows slid ajar. Some villagers stirred on their cots, ears pricked. But then came the same old cowardly reasoning. Why should we invite trouble? Who knows what lurks in the dark? The village headman peered from his door and muttered, "Could be dacoits or tricksters. Best to stay indoors." Another man added, "Yes, I've heard of robbers roaming the nearby jungle. Let's not risk our lives. Go back to sleep." And slowly, one by one, they covered themselves with blankets again, pretending to be deaf. But the cries did not stop. Again and again they rose in the night, each time more desperate, each time clawing at the conscience of those who heard them. Among these villagers lived Ramdayal, a poor farmer. He owned little land, few belongings, but one thing he had in abundance: humanity. As he lay on his cot, the voice reached his ears. He sat upright instantly. His wife clutched his arm. "Where are you going? This is none of your business. Look, big men, strong men, no one has stepped outside. Why should you throw away your life? We have 2 little children to think of." But Ramdayal's voice was firm. "And what if this were our daughter or sister crying out? Could we live with ourselves then? If a man cannot rise to another's cry, what use is his life?" He seized his wooden staff and stepped out into the night. The cries grew clearer as he neared the village pond. And then he saw it. 4 men, dragging a struggling woman into the shadows. She screamed, kicked, pleaded, but they tried to smother her voice. Ramdayal's blood boiled. With a mighty swing, his staff cracked across one attacker's shoulder. The man howled and fell. The other 3 staggered back in shock. "Leave her! If there is even a shred of manhood left in you, run before I break every bone in your body." The men, unnerved by his sudden attack, turned and fled into the darkness. The woman collapsed to the ground, panting, clothes torn, hair disheveled, her face pale with terror. Ramdayal bent down, his voice gentle now. "Do not fear, sister. You are safe." He led her to his home. His wife, though frightened at first, quickly embraced the woman with the instinctive compassion of one woman for another. She offered her water, food, and a corner to rest. By now the villagers had gathered outside, curious and ashamed, but none admitted their cowardice. One said, "We were just putting on our clothes. We would have gone too." Another insisted, "We thought it might be a prank, otherwise we'd have rushed to help." But the truth was clear to all. They had chosen safety over humanity. In a trembling voice, the woman told her story. "I was returning from work in the next village. These 4 men followed me. At first I thought it was my imagination. But by the time I reached the pond, they attacked me. Had this brother not arrived, I would have lost everything tonight." The women in the crowd wept softly. The men lowered their heads in shame. That night, no one in the village slept soundly. A single thought gnawed at every heart. We all heard the cry, yet only Ramdayal rose to answer it. The headman, usually proud of his strength, admitted at dawn, "The truth is bitter. We have failed as men. If humanity dies in us, what worth remain in our laws and our panchayat?" Munshi Premchand ends with a solemn truth. A cry never rises without reason. It is the voice of the soul itself. Those who hear it and yet turn away are not truly living, even if their hearts still beat. Life's true meaning lies in waking to the pain of others. The story teaches us that to rise above fear and selfishness, and to respond to the call of another in distress, is the essence of true humanity.